Hey guys, well, 6:45 on a Thursday night, so after work today I rushed down to the farm, got here, connected up the batwing shredder to the New Holland 5060, and I'm back in the pecan orchard, and what I'm doing is I'm just cleaning it up. You know, we baled hay, but as you can see in between the lanes, they left the weeds or the grass standing. Kind of the same thing along the fence rows. So I'm just coming in here and cleaning it up, giving it a nice fresh cut, make sure everything looks nice and good, and then hopefully this thing will take off and we can get another belling off of it before the end of the summer. So that's the plan of attack anyway, but we'll see what actually transpires. So tomorrow being Friday, I'm going to work from the farm. My wife is out of town on a girls' weekend, so there was no reason for me to stay around the house, so I loaded the dogs up and got down here so we could get some stuff done and try to be productive this weekend. But boy, I got a lot of storm damage to show you guys, and we got a lot of chainsaw work and cleanup work to do, and more to follow. I'm a little sick about all that, but hey, anyway, it's Thursday night. I'm a bachelor tonight, and I'm going to shred until I get tired. All right, it's Friday afternoon after work, and you know, we started last night after work, and we got on cleaning up the pecan orchard, and as you can see, things are looking pretty good. I'm kind of digging it. It's I really like it when we get everything cleaned up and everything's looking good. I like it a lot. So that's what we've done. So now we got to get ready for part 2 of this weekend's project. So mission accomplished. We got the pecans cleaned up. Things are looking pretty good. Well, you can kind of tell though, it's dry. It's amazing, even though we've had these rains, how much it's dried up. Now the good news is we got a 30 to 40% chance to 20% chance. So the next 4 days, we have a chance of rain. I think actually late tonight, going into tomorrow, pretty good opportunity. So there is the one casualty in the pecan orchard from the 2022 drought. You know, last year when we were having to hand water these trees, that one got away from me, and I accept full responsibility. I should have been doing more, should have paid somebody to come by and water it. Shame on me, I lost it, and I'm just sick at my stomach about it. I've got a replacement, but you know, it's one thing to dig the tree up, but the problem is when you do, you bust the irrigation line, and it takes a little work to get that all straightened back out. That's a battle for another day. All right, pretty happy with the way the orchard is looking so far this year. Hoping this is going to be the year where things start to turn around and we get a little crop off of them. That would be nice. We'll just have to see what Mother Nature holds in store. I do tell you, it makes me feel good having a little bit of hay on hand. We'll see what we get the rest of the time, but the hay meadow up here that was fertilized looks pretty good. Still trying to get a guy to come out and put lime out, but well, I tell you what, he's like the only game in North Texas, and get in line and wait your turn is all you can really do there. All right, guys. Anyway, progress. I guess we'll see. So far, it's been a pretty good start to the weekend. Tell you what, it's only like 92 degrees, but man, the summer heat, I can already feel the warm temperature. I'm just not as young as I used to be, and man, the heat is overwhelming. All right, more to follow, but we're going to shift gears and get ready to go show you something that's really frustrating and disappointing. Okay, the good news. Last week we had inch and a half of rain. That's the good news. This time of the year, anytime we get rain, that's a positive. The bad news, this is the area where I've been working on this culvert project. My fishing spot, my favorite spot on the whole entire place, where I like to come at the end of a hard work day and rest and relax, and we've been working so hard to clean it up. Well, I want you to look at this. We had straight line winds. So that tree blown over. Look right here. Here's another tree blown over. There was a dead tree blown over. This was blown over. But then the most beautiful shade tree I had blown over. I mean, look at this. It basically wiped down every single tree on the west side of the pond. So all of this beautiful fishing spot I had here where we were fishing last weekend, I had plans of putting a picnic table there and watching the world go by, all gone. My majestic oak tree is toast. I want you to look at that, man. It just absolutely ripped it out of the ground. Of course, the scrub cedars, which I really don't care that much about, one of them started to lean, the other one was not. But then over here, we had a big, huge tree, which had actually been struck by lightning a couple of times. It was hollow on the inside. It was kind of dangerous. It needed to be taken down. The problem though, is I mean, literally the base on that thing is like 5 feet wide. I mean, it's a monster of a tree. And just the amount of work to cut that down, and you're gonna have to burn the stump. Work. So, all right guys, that's kind of what's on deck here. I'm gonna start trying to cut on this a little, get it into chunks. But I didn't need this. I really did not need this amount of work. I mean, I had other projects going on, and one thing, if you guys haven't figured out about me, is I like stuff to look good. I like it to look clean. I like it to be fresh, and I hate it looking bad. It just makes me sick. All right, time to get to work. Okay, well, I'm looking at this other tree. You can see this tree here had some major problems. It was gonna have to come down. I knew we were one storm away from taking it down, but I want you to look at how wide. That thing may be 8 feet wide at the base. I've never seen anything like it. It actually looks like it's 2 or 3 trees grown together. So man, and of course it's all rotted on the inside, and of course it would have snapped over up top, which, dang. So that thing is hung, and that's what you call a widow maker, guys, because that's a lot of weight. You don't know which way it's gonna shift. So I guess we'll come in here and we'll start picking around the edges, trimming some of the small stuff back so we can see what our plan of attack is. But not looking forward to messing with this one. There's just so many things that can go wrong on a situation like that. All we can do is just keep kind of digging away at it. Maybe we get it to a point where we can get up there and push on it and try to get it to fall over to one side or the other with the tractor. I don't know, man. It's one of these projects you just move slowly, cautiously, and you start to try to figure it out. And it doesn't all have to be done in a day. The master plan is to come back and pile all of the brush on top of this stump, and that will be ground zero for the fire. And it may take 3, 4, 5 fires in this same spot to get rid of that big stump. We'll figure that out. That's neither here nor there. But right now, where to even start on tackling that guy? Man, I'm just bummed out. My nice fishing spot. Man, this thing looks almost like a tornado, but it's not. It's straight line winds. There's no debris spread around. Everything is in a 100% straight direction, which is so weird because the wind was coming out of the southeast, which we just never get that kind of wind. So really strange this time of year to have a storm like that, but what you gonna do? What you gonna do? All right, other than that, grass is green, and so far so good. All right, here it is, Saturday morning. Got about a 1/4 inch of rain overnight, and we're getting ready to get the day started. We got to clean up some of that tree damage, but first things first, we're feeding the bulls. So these are 2 yearling bulls. I say yearling bulls, they're a few months older than that now, but anyway, these guys, both of them are sold, and hopefully both are gonna find a new home here in the next week. So anyway, come on guys, let's go. So this is what we're feeding them. Just a commodity mix, if you will. Come on, get in here. These guys have been very friendly. Come on, get in here. What's up, big boys? Hey, big boys, what's happening? Huh? What are y'all doing? Everybody good? Everybody good? What are y'all doing? Come on. Come here. All right, guys, there you go. We're about to get the day started. Okay, well, we've been at it this morning, trying to get the storm damage cleaned up. What a mess, just what a mess. We're all depressed that we've lost our favorite fishing spot. I don't know what it was too, man, just the shade of those trees and the breeze coming off the lake. It was 10 degrees cooler right there on that little peninsula. But now, not a single tree is gonna make it out of there. They're all gonna be cut down. Dang, really hate that. All right, guys, well, that's what's happening. Storm damage cleanup. We've been going at it all morning. Okay, everyone, well, you can check it out. This is the pile that we've been working on. We've been cutting and moving and sending stuff over. We still got various pieces here and there laying around. Man, kind of see what Dale's been doing. He's just been kind of shoving the stuff. As I would cut it, he would take it and get it over here. And the thought process is we're just going to have one massive fire, because if you see how high up this thing broke off and how big it is, very dangerous, just very, very dangerous. So our thought process is we'll just burn it to the ground, let it fall on its own, and we'll let Mother Nature and the fire take care of business. I don't know if you guys can see this, but on the horizon, it's looking a little cloudy, like maybe it's gonna rain. I don't know if we can get that lucky or not, but we can sure hope anyway. Well, let's go up here and look at the rest of the damage. I mean, so I came down yesterday, spent a couple of hours trying to get stuff ready beforehand, and it just took forever. Then this morning I got here, I don't know, about 7:30. Tried to work about an hour before Dale showed up with the tractor. That way I could get more stuff cut, so when he got here, he could start actually moving stuff around. But I mean, I want you to look at the size of that root ball. I mean, that thing is just absolutely huge. Boy, it really didn't have any big, deep taproot or anything, did it? For a tree that big, man, it was just pretty much all rotted off. So when the wind came, it just toppled right on over. So let's go up here and see the rest of the story. Looks like a war zone through here, man, with all of the leaves. I mean, look at this big old pile of wood here. I have a feeling Dale may be saving that for firewood is what I'm thinking he's doing, because he sure picked down all the straight pieces there. You can see over here, more, and more. But it's all gone. My nice, beautiful fishing spot that we had is all gone. We did take a chain and hooked onto some of these cedar stumps that were around the base. We still got one more to get over here, but you know, the thought process right now is I'm just going to wipe them out, and while I'm getting them, I'm going to get those guys, and we're taking those cedars down. Cedars just sap the water out of the ground. They take up a tremendous amount of real estate. If you look at the base around each one of them and how much grass it kills, it's just terrible. I want you to look at that dirt root ball there. How are we going to get that up? Hopefully we can hook the new hauling on there and pull it around, but we'll see. But the thought process, what we may do is, I've seen some ponds in the past that had like bald cypress trees around them. So I'm kind of thinking about maybe every 40 or 50 feet or so planting a bald cypress tree. I don't know, let me know your thoughts on those guys. They sure are beautiful in the spring. thinking it might be a good spot for them. So, I have to admit, my little culvert project, I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to yank out the two 10-foot pieces and put in some 14-foot pieces. You just need more space around it, that's for sure. All right, so what do we got right here? So you can see, we came in here, there was some trees right here. We yanked out the roots the best we can. Still got some more work to do here. I don't know how we're gonna get that stuff out, but we'll work on that the best we can. Oh, hold on. It's just so sad. It's all gone. Hey, it is what it is. We'll figure it out. But that's what I'm kind of thinking is we may plant a few ball cypress trees and give it a little look. You know what I mean? A little more manicured look. I don't know if the cattle will leave it alone or not, but we'll see. All right, guys. Well, that's all I have for you, but I want you to look. That is one massive burn pile. That'll be a fun day when we get to tackle that. Well, it's a wrap on the weekend, guys. It's Sunday morning. You can see sunrise is coming up. I don't know, 7:30ish. But look at this. At least we got some rain. One night we got 1/4 of an inch. The next night we got 1/2 an inch. So the cattle are looking pretty good. The grass is still not doing great. Man, we're really having to stay on top of the rotational grazing. You can kind of see some of the ryegrass is still hanging in there, which is great, but the warm weather sure hasn't kicked in on the bahia grass and the weeds also. But anyway, pretty happy with the way the herd is looking at the moment. Still think I'm going to have to downsize, and actually I think that's the play I'm going to run is just downsize. You can see where we cleaned up that previous trash pile. You know, I came in here and put out just some regular Pensacola bahia grass over that bare area, and compared to the Tiff Quick, it did absolutely nothing. Of course, I also understand the soil conditions are just horrible here, and they're not great. But once again, I can't get a guy to come out and put lime out. Supposedly he is, maybe 1 year. We'll keep our fingers crossed. It's been about 4 months so far, and no success. But all right, this is where we worked yesterday. Boy, it was almost like tornado damage, but it was straight line winds. But man, there was just a lot of stuff that went down to get this all cleaned up. You know, you can kind of see that right there, man, that one huge tree. Look at that root ball on it. Looks like a bomb went off, but hey, we'll get there. You know, I've never known this place without a burn pile, and looks like that trend is going to continue with maybe the mother of all burn piles, but still going to come back and do some more work around here to get that place cleaned up. Just hate that I lost all those trees. Man, I want you to check that guy out. That is just massive, massive, massive. And a little bit on the dangerous side too, man. That thing's, you know, 10 feet up in the air. And look how big it is and the force of that thing when it's split in half. Crazy. You can't see the trunk of it, but the trunk is at least 7 or 8 feet tall. But we covered it yesterday with all kinds of brush. The thought process being burn the trunk, the top will collapse, and then we can burn the rest of it as we move along. But that's going to be a big pile to burn. All right, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap it up this week. I'm heading back to Dallas, get ready for the work week. And as always, glory be to God. If you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe, leave me a comment. Love to hear from you, and hope you guys have a awesome week.